Hey there, good looking. Grab yourself a couple of pairs of dumbbells and let's hit every muscle in your body with this total body strength workout. Listen, I recommend a couple of pairs of moderate weight dumbbells. And for reference, I have a pair of 8s and 12s. Now, normally I would have a little heavier, but my low back is acting up. So guess what? This is also a low back friendly workout. Now, if you're watching this in real time, this is day 1 of our 12 days before Christmas. All right, get your dumbbells and let's go get warmed up. All right, let's get ourselves warmed up. And as we do, I'll chat about the workout. Let's get down onto the mat. Bring the hands behind you, feet shoulder width apart, and just windshield wiper the knee side to side. If you're able to, we want to try to aim for the inside of that knee coming down towards our mat. So as I mentioned in the intro, my low back is acted up. I have a herniated disc, not a lot of fun. If you've had one before, you know where I'm at. So this whole workout will be low back friendly. Actually, I aim for every workout that I have to be low back friendly, but today's especially. Last 2, and as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a little lighter weight than normal. 1 more. Excellent. Let's take ourselves onto the back, activate into the core with a dead bug. Knees are over hips, ankles lined up with the knees. Now extend those arms, thumbs pointed behind you. Draw the belly button in, slowly extend one leg in the opposite arm, back to center, other side. So our whole goal here as we lower the limbs down is to keep a neutral spine. We're not letting the low back pop off, but we're also not pushing it deep into our ground. We have that neutral lumbar curve. We're breathing. Now, if you can't maintain that, what you'll do is keep the knee bent and just let the heel come down and tap. Arm is still staying straight. Last 4. 1 more each leg. And lower the feet hip width, close to the booty. Push the hips up and then reach up and across with the right arm as if you're going for the diagonal part of the mat, down, and then reach the other side. So now we're working into the hips, glutes, firing up them, and into our T-spine. One more each side. Last one. And come into a stand position, however it's best for you. Move into our squat, feet shoulder width apart or maybe a bit wider. Push the bum rear, knees track with toes, drive up. Push, drive up. So when we squat, we're seeking out a make-believe chair behind us, making sure, again, we have that neutral spine. So we're going to start today's workout with a standing abs Tabata, then move into our strength series, and then finish off with a fun little Tabata, just in case you got any gas left in the tank. Last 2. Last one. Excellent. Figure 8s with the wrists. Knees are soft, abs engaged. Wake up those wrist joints for push-ups, which are coming up. Don't worry, if you hate push-ups, I have an alternative for you, in addition to holding onto the dumbbells. Now arms down by your side. Inhale, reach up. Inhale, exhale. Big circles going behind the body, getting into that shoulder joint. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now open up the upper back and now open up the chest. Good. Still keep those knees soft for me, that core engaged. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, quick sip of water. We're going to get busy in about 20 seconds. I want you to have that, your heavier moderate close by, in addition to your lighter. So your lighter one is going to start by doing a squat and push, and then back up, okay? So let's give it a try. Feet a little wide, about shoulder width, dumbbell at chest height, squat and bring the dumbbell to me and push out. Now our squat pattern is just like we did in our warm-up. Knees tracking with the toes, bum shooting back. If you can get a little deeper, go for it. And then you can always do this with no weight. extending the arms and just sort of getting that figured out time before you do the other. All right, now I want you to just simply mirror me. Dumbbell in this hand, extend up, pull the shoulder away from the ear, keep your core tight. Don't let anything move while we march. Now when we bring that knee up, it's a slight pause. So the next round we'll do the other hand, okay? We have a total of 4 of each of these. This is an overhead march, working the core, shoulder, and a little bit into the legs too, right? All right. Dumbbell up, back to that squat and push, feet shoulder width or wider, toes turned out. Now let's breathe. So here we've got those abs fired up again. Chest muscles, shoulder muscles, leg muscles, getting everything warm and primed too for the strength that's going to happen after this. All right, using your legs. Let's get that dumbbell in the other hand now. Extend, shoulder down, core tight, press up, good. One of our instructors on Over 50 Fitness, she has a great cue on core tight. She's like, do a fake cough and then hold that contraction. I love that. Now, I'm a little more unsteady on this side, which makes sense. Time, when my back is hurting, it's on that side. So there you go. Interesting tidbit for you. You're probably thinking, I don't care, PJ. I just want to work out. Fair enough. I have these random musings that just spew out of my mouth before I even can pull them back in. Unconscious verbal diarrhea. Let's do one more, come on. Woo, all right. Let's do the other side. So make sure you have quite a heavy weight here, especially for my advanced peeps, okay? So typically what I would be using is a 25 or a 30, and I would help it get above my shoulder and then just hold it there. So it doesn't become a shoulder exercise, but what it becomes is a lot of weight for that core of mine to hold my body in a nice strong position. Okay? So, feet out wide, toes turned out, dumbbell here. Exhale as we go down. Last time with this one. Pushing through the heels, standing all the way with every rep. One more. All right, overhead march. So, find that arm. Remember, we're switching arms each time. Belly button drawn in, fake cough. Good, and then if you'd like, bring the other arm out for some stability. We're gonna pause that leg on the top. It's not how many marches we can do. It's how solid we can be while that leg lifts. Dumbbell down. All right, quick sip of water. We're going to move into our strength session now. All right, while you sip some water, let me quickly demo our first exercise. All 3 of them are down on the mat, by the way. We need 1 moderate dumbbell. You're going to cup the end of it, hip bridge, and then perform a pullover. So let's get set up here. Hands are above the chest, cupping at the end of the dumbbell, then angle it away from the noggin. Push the heels into the ground, lift the hips, elbows are soft, pull over, dumbbell touching the ground behind the head, or drop down, pardon me, and then pull back over to the chest. So we want this motion to come through the shoulders, working into our lats, shoulders, traps. It's not coming through the elbow joint. So you could go quite heavy on this. These are our larger muscles in the back. So play around with it. I would typically use 25 on this one. Keep squeezing those glutes, and then we're going to work the booty on the next exercise. So we're kind of priming the glutes for the next one. All right, let's lower the hips. Now we're going to lift those hips up again. If you'd like to add a resistance, place the dumbbell now on the hips. Keeping the hips solid, march the foot in and back up. So as we lift the foot and march it towards us, we don't want the hip to drop. So this is really good for the glutes and low back muscles. Again, you have that option to place the dumbbell light across the hips and then just keep it there with your hands lightly holding onto the dumbbell. Nice knee-friendly exercise too. We're here, 45 seconds of work. And release. Next exercise is going to be a plank up to 2 push-ups. If push-ups aren't your jam, mini-me will be up in the corner doing a chest press, dumbbell in each hand. If you're going to join me, you can go on the knees to modify, and you can plank yourself all the way up. Good. And now give me 2 push-ups. Remember to screw those jar lids into the ground. Elbows are going to come and point sort of behind you. Once you've done the 2 push-ups, you can go back down into a plank and then plank up and do 2 push-ups. Now I'm going to plank up and down from the toes, but do push-ups from my knees. So if you want to join me on that one, that's one way to ramp it up, but still make the push-up suck less. One more. All right, so let's take it from the top again. Our back muscle, pull over. Cup the end of the dumbbell. Dumbbell's pointed down towards you, and then angle it away using the wrists and forearms. Push the hips up. Use just the shoulders, elbows stay soft, and then we just move through that shoulder joint. Our exhale here is as we're pulling that dumbbell back towards the chest. Heels are close to the bum, so we can really get a good glute bridge, recruiting the glutes, not the hamstrings. Further away the feet are from the hips, the more hamstring you're going to use. Let's lower the hips down. Again, option to have that dumbbell above the hips. We're holding that isometric bridge again, so let's lift those hips, tighten into the glutes, and then march one knee in, slight pause, and lower. Other knee in, slight pause, and lower. Moving into that plank up with 2 push-ups for our next move, or maybe you've decided to do chest press with a dumbbell in each hand. Lower the hips, choose which exercise you're going to do. If you're doing the dumbbell in each hand, have the elbow slightly ahead of the shoulder. That's a better positioning for the shoulder joint. If you're joining me, let's get into a forearm plank. Now plank up so that the hands are on the mat. Fingers are spread. Screw the hands into the ground. 2 push-ups. When you're on that bottom part of the push-up, your head and elbows kind of form an arrow shape. And then plank down and back up. Fingers spread, screw the ground, and push up. Screw the ground. Damn you, ground. Screw you to hell. You know what I mean, right? That would be a good soundbite, though, wouldn't it? So with a push-up, we're getting a lot of core involvement. A lot of shoulders, A lot of shoulder stabilizer with the plank up. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening on that one. Okay, we got one more of each, then we're moving on. Pull over, cup the end of the dumbbell, angle it away so it's almost perpendicular with the floor. Lift the hips and go. So we've got multiple sets with this workout because it is the higher volume that's going to help you see results. Breathing out as we're pulling that dumbbell back over the chest. Squeezing those glutes, getting high in that bridge without flaring the rib cage. Lower the hips down and then place one hand down. You should be able to feel your heel. That's how close we want the feet. Now we want the feet hip width apart. Let's bridge up. Hold that dumbbell if you're using it and then march it up. Plank up to 2 push-ups right here. Lower the hips, dumbbell off to the side. Or chest press, keeping those elbows in front of the shoulder. Good job. Okay, so we're going to start on the forearms with our plank. You can be on the knees or intermediate advanced toes. Now plank up into a push-up. Fingers spread. Screw the hands into the ground. Drop the knees if you'd like. Take a gaze at the top of your mat. 2 push-ups. Good. Go back to high plank. Plank up. Now let's plank up with the other lead arm. Screw the hands into the ground. So take it slow. Get the form. Your body's going to remember what you do consistently. So let's make sure that the form is good. So eventually you don't even have to think about it. Your body just falls into that form. Last couple of reps. Breathe out as we press up. And release. Whew. All right, now we're standing for the next series. We're going to hit some of the smaller muscles of the upper body, but continue to target the larger muscles of the lower. Let's grab onto moderate pair of dumbbells. Standing nice and tall, mirror me. Give me a single bicep curl, then the other arm. Now both of them at the same time. As we come up, we're rotating the hand single so that the pinkies face each other. Single, and then double. Not swinging, just letting the biceps do their job. Flexing the elbow, curling the hand and then the wrist slightly towards the shoulder, and then 2 of them at the same time. A lot of abs here too. We've got to keep that deep core fired up. Knees soft. Finish off here. Both of them at the same time. All right. You're going to take the hands, keep them there for me. Step across the midline of the body, come down as low as you feel comfortable. Curtsey lunge, targeting into the glutes. Here's your side view. Feet hip width, ready, set, join me. Take it down. Good. So my advanced people, I want that knee almost touching the ground. If you've got a mat, maybe it does touch the ground. Those of you with beginners, maybe taking it not as deep. We also have that option of getting rid of the dumbbells or lowering them down. By stepping across, doing the curtsey motion, we're getting a little more glute involvement in our lunge. Whew. All right, so if you have your heavier moderates, you might want to knock it down, but we have a shoulder press combo. So similar to our bicep curl, perform single, single, and then both at the same time. So let's bring the hands up. Give me a single, single, knees soft, abs tight, double. Now your palms can face you or me, whatever feels best for the shoulder joint. Single, single, double. So this is the last exercise of our tricep. We'll go back to the bicep curl. Woo! Now if you feel the back of the upper arms, triceps are working hard. And they also helped us out in that plank up and push up drill. All right. So we're moving into those biceps. So feet apart, fake cough. Good. Yeah, let's girl. Single, single, both of them. No swinging. Moving into those curtsey lunges in about 10 seconds. Whew, time. All right, I just got to see if my mic is on. Okay, it's on. I was just about to have a freak out. I couldn't see the light. All right. Here we go, come across. And it would be just my luck that the mic wouldn't be on. If you saw the kerfuffle just to get to the mat. The cameras weren't working, the light wasn't working, the timer's almost out of battery. I almost said, fuck it. I'm glad I persevered though, but gosh, sometimes life just challenges you, doesn't it? Yeah. I'm not a technology, a tech genius. So when the cameras kind of go on the fritz, I don't know what to do. And I have nobody to call. Time. Whew. All right, I'm going to knock it down for the shoulder press combo. Yes, if you are a camera genius, in particular Sony, please DM. Single, single, double. Drop a comment below. I would love to have you as part of the team. What's really frustrating is yesterday we were filming all day for Over 50 Fitness. Cameras worked absolutely fine then. And it's one of those problems with the cameras that I'm not even sure how to word it, to Google it, to find the damn answer. Whoops, sorry, that's 2 swear words in one YouTube video. I'm sorry. If you're watching this in real time, Santa Claus won't be coming to my house. Woo! All right, final round, bicep combo, bicep curl combo. You guys don't mind the odd swear word, do you? If you do, sorry. And girl, hope I didn't ruin your Christmas. All right, let's go for 2. Nice. So we've got, one arm resting while the other one does the motion, and then both at the same time. So for longer rep counts, like here, 45 seconds, it's a nice way to be able to maintain the form, but really get into that muscle. All right, let's get that double in. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to have those feet hip width. I don't want you to get too curtsy with that, okay? You're just stepping slightly behind this foot. So let's go. Ready, set, and down just slightly behind. The other thing I don't want you to do is to get into this sort of side to side. See how long I'm taking that side step? There's no need to. In fact, your feet can be pretty close together. Nice. Coming as low as it feels comfortable for your knee joint. We're not pushing through any pain. All right, if there is muscle burning in the muscle, that's okay. We can keep going with that. You're not going to die, but we don't want any joint pain. Time. Whew. But that burning in the muscle, that's just lactic acid. Your muscles ran out of oxygen. Okay, which is okay. It's okay for a short amount of time. Let's get into the shoulder presses. Single, single, double. Ready? Single. Knees soft. Fake cough. Tighten those abs up. Single. Single. Try not to have the dumbbells going right behind you, okay? So we don't want them too far behind. That's going to place real stress on the T-spine there. They're just slightly in front of you. Exhale. Good. Grab a quick sip of water after this and we move into our final Tabata. One more here. Woo! Good job, you. Grab a sip of water. I'll talk to you about what we're going to do next. All right, while you're having a sip of water, I'll quickly show you. We are having our feet hip width apart, stepping back, a good stride, sinking down to whatever depth feels comfortable for you, and then holding that for 20 seconds. So it's an iso hold lunge. All right, shall we begin? Feet hip width. Now step back hip width. Bring your arms out. We're going to use the arms as a bit of a way to stabilize through the spine or through the core, pardon me, and then sink down. Now we're going to keep the shoulder and hip aligned. Now, if you've got sensitive knees, you might be at a quarter, which is going to be a great place for you to start and work into the stabilizers of the knee. More advanced people, you're going to sink down. Release. All right, here we go, other leg. Find that balance, find that stability, that's important. Sink it down. Back, shoulder, and hip aligned. Breathe. Ears over the shoulders. Breath going to the muscles. Maybe feeling those thighs starting to get a little warm. Saying hello to that lactic acid. 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, just 3 more each side. No problem. There we go. Set ourselves up. Nice long spine. Sink it down. Can we get a bit lower so your knees just a couple inches off your ground? Line yourself up. Find something stationary to stare at to help you with that balance. I really want you to have your stability here. We switch legs in 3, 2, 1. Woo! Okay, so feet hip width, step back hip width. Really important to help maintain that balance while we hold the lunge. Upright in the body. Again, taking it as deep as it feels comfortable. So if it's a micro bend of the knee, then your focus will be on not wobbling, finding that balance, that stability. As the knees get stronger, they'll allow you to bend deeper. Unfortunately, the less you use a joint, the more trouble it's going to give you. So try not to baby them too much. Work them in a range that doesn't give you pain. And then from there, self-monitor, self-check in. Can you go a bit deeper? Most of our issues with the knee and the shoulder joints are because we're not moving them and strengthening them in a greater range of motion. Whew. Release. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's step back with the other leg. I'm off of my back heel, by the way. Sink down and hold. So we're doing absolutely no movement right now. This is why it's called an isometric or an iso hold. And I don't know about you, but my heart rate's kind of up there. Not really high, but woo, you wouldn't think that it would be with no muscles moving. Woo. But we're hitting the big ones there in that lower body. Okay, we got one more each side. Feet hip width, step back, sink down, hold. Bit deeper. Last time on this leg. Shoulder, back hip aligned. 10 seconds left. Time. Holy cow. Yep, could probably do another swear word right now, but I won't. I used my 2. Step it back, sink down, last 20 seconds. Breathe. We'll stretch 10 seconds. I promise we will stretch those quads. Last 3, 2, 1, march it out. Great job, you. Grab a quick sip if you need it. I know I do. And you know, with the movements that we did, hopefully you're feeling good. I know my low back is feeling the best it did all day. So it's important to note that if you have an injury, we can keep moving as long as we move smart, and your body will actually probably feel better for doing so. So whether that movement is here today or a walk in the future, if something's irritating you. The body does like to move. Okay, heel up. Find something to hold on to if you need to. Knee back, squeeze the hips forward. Decades ago, they used to prescribe complete bed rest for people with low back pain and herniated discs. All right, there's been a lot of research has come out, and probably for the last, I'd say, good 20 years. We do not recommend that. But it's finding that movement that's not going to increase the pain for you. So you really have to check in with your body. Other heel. And note that each day could be different too. But we've got to check in, respect it, but give it the movement that it does need. Nicely done, you. Let's get down onto the mat and do some stretches there. Actually, let's start down onto the stomach, okay? What we want to stretch here are into the chest muscles. So I want you to extend the body lengthwise on your mat and then bring your arms out so that they're lined up with your shoulders, palms down. Slide your left hand in at the same time that you lift the left leg and then roll onto that right arm. Now, if you're able to, you're bringing this left foot up towards the hand while you're using your left hand to push back and rolling back onto your shoulder here. So here we're going to get a little bit of spine extension, stretching the hip flexor, and then on that right side into the pec and shoulder. Let's go back to center. Slide that left arm out, right hand in towards you, right leg lifts, bend at the knee, push that right hand into the mat, rolling onto that left shoulder some more. And back to center. Elbows under the shoulders, a little bit of a spinal extension for you. If you can press yourself up into full cobra without any pinching to your low back, go for it. Otherwise, stay here with me. Just letting the belly drop and the chest scoop up a bit. Hip bones on your mat, shoulders away from those ears. And Pressing ourselves back, bringing the big toes together, knees are open. Extend the arms shoulder width and sit back, forehead to the ground, but the elbows aren't touching the ground. So what I want you to do is actually walk the hands forward. So we're really lengthening through the sides of the body here, into the biceps as well, your arm muscles. And then lift the head up and let's bring just the outside edge of the hand on the mat. Thumbs are pointed up, and let's do that same stretch. Getting a little bit more into your lats. So really rotate the thumbs away from the body. And then come on up, finish this off into our hamstrings. My favorite stretch, just lying down. It's everybody's favorite stretch, isn't it? Lying down. We're really good at this one. Take the left leg, extend it up. Knee can be slightly bent, but what we don't want is any shaking in that muscle. If there is, you're going to let it go until it doesn't shake. And then if this feels okay with no shaking, straighten the other leg. Now let's lift the head up, slide the chin in and lower the back of the head so that we've got that length in the back of your neck. Two more breaths. And left foot to mat. Right leg extends, same thing. You can have a slight bend in the knee, totally cool. What we don't want though is that hamstring shaking. So if it is, let it go until it's still. And then if you're able to hold it, maybe straightening that left leg feels good for you. Back of the neck is long. And note, as you hold a stretch, that first tightness, it'll most likely subside as you hold it. And if you want to, you can bring that leg in a little bit closer towards you. And release. Pressing yourself into a seated position. Sitting nice and easy, cross-legged, whatever feels comfortable for you. Sit up nice and tall for me. So let's just get the spine aligned before we finish off today. So really lifting up the sternum and letting that low back have that neutral curve. And then from there, we're just trying to settle each vertebrae on top of each other. When we get to our shoulders, we're then going to be aware of our ears over top of our shoulders. Unfortunately, some people's heads are quite forward, and that's due to either just genetics or poor posture because of on the phone, using their phones a lot or computer. So let's just slide that chin in, get ourselves set. Can you feel that? Excellent. I want you to maintain this posture until I see you again. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And listen, you can help this video out by clicking that thumbs up button so it gets found in the YouTube algorithm. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I look forward to reading your comments below. Bye. Listen, I'm going to coach you through a workout that will toast all the muscles, starting with a standing ab Tabata, moving into a total body strength, and then we're going to finish off with a Tabata at the end so we can really get those thighs burned. Burned? Oh, God. Hey there, good looking. If you are looking for a total body workout that has no impact, well, it's low impact. Now let's take ourselves into a high plank position. So we're still on the wrist. This all sucks. This really sucks. Let's do this again. Sucks. It all sucks.